Bom dia. Welcome to the UN Ocean Conference. We are lucky here to have Chairman of the Natural Resources Committee, Congressman Raúl Grijalva, with us today. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chairman, can you tell us why it's important for you to be here today carrying out this work, not just nationally but internationally at the Ocean Conference?
I think the world needs to see that the United States is engaged. We detached ourselves from an international response to the climate crisis, and not only detach ourselves, but unfortunately for 4 years plus, outright hostile toward the efforts that were going on internationally to the goals that were being set. And so being re-engaged at this level, at least from the perspective of the United States Congress, is vital. And we have an administration now with the Biden administration that is wanting to and making every effort to be fully engaged in that process. So yeah, we have to be here. We have to show some leadership, and in that way also respond to, I think, a vast constituency both in the United States and the world that feels that this urgency is not being taken seriously enough. That as we approach one deadline after another, and the situation worsens, that the urgency factor among people of the world and constituencies in the United States grows and grows.
Thank you. Congressman, you've been a leader on environmental justice issues for a long time. Thank you for that thought leadership and action. And can you tell us why it's so important for you to bring that perspective to ocean conservation and ocean policy?
You know, the issues of rising sea levels, erosion, loss of reef, and essential protections for communities is upon us. And who, if you look at the United States and if you look globally, who is going to be impacted in a more dire way? It's frontline communities, it's poor communities, it's third world communities, island communities, and in our country, primarily indigenous poor people, black and brown, are going to suffer the most. And I think any response to climate change at a global level, and certainly within the United States, if it doesn't include everyone, and if it does not include the people with the greatest amount of need and the greatest amount to lose, then we're not going to solve the problem. You can't deal with the issue of climate change by leaving a huge sector of in the United States, there's 140 million people that find themselves frontline communities, EJ communities. You can't solve the problem if you leave them behind. You can't solve the problem if you don't provide to them the resources and the ability to protect themselves. And I think if it has to be an integrated response, and part of the integrated response is that all people need to be involved in it, and all people need to be protected.